Would you believe me if I told you this wasn't meat or chicken pie? Well, it's a vegetable pie made with our soya chunks. That's right, we are still sorting our vegetarians out. And since I had soya chunks, I had to pull all the recipes that I had with it for you all. And I hope you're enjoying the series. So again, I begin by parboiling the smaller pieces of my soya chunks. For this recipe, you can use the bigger pieces, but I wanted this to look as close to ground beef as possible. So I decided to use the smaller pieces. While that is going on, I'm going to go ahead and prep some vegetables. Now the habanero peppers are optional, but I wanted a hint of pepper in it, so I added one. And for our veggies, we have onion, carrots, bell peppers, and scallion. I'm also adding some red onions. Once that is beautifully cut, we'll set it aside and check on our soya. It is ready, so I'll give it a good rinse until the water runs clear like this, and then I'll squeeze out any excess water and transfer it into a separate bowl and set aside. My sweets, I hope everyone is doing wonderfully well. I am doing just fine. Now, in a pan, go ahead and add in your favorite oil. I'm using coconut oil. To that, I chopped onions, and we'll fry this until translucent or about 5 minutes. This helps the onion release its sweet flavor. To that, we'll add our habanero pepper and our parboiled soya chunks. I'll stir fry it for about 2 to 4 minutes, and then I'll add in some water. To that, I'll add our all-purpose seasoning and salt to taste. You may add any seasoning of your choice. Give it a quick stir and add in your carrots. I add the carrots at this point because it is the hardest of all the veggies I'm using, and I want to give it a head start in cooking. Stir and allow it cook for an additional 6 to 8 minutes. Meanwhile, I'll dissolve some cornstarch in water. This will help thicken our sauce a bit. It is totally optional, but I didn't want the filling to crumble out once you break into your pie, so this will help prevent that. Add in dissolved cornstarch and water, and just look how beautiful it looks. I allowed it simmer for about 4 minutes, and it is done. We'll turn the fire off and allow it cool while we prep our crust. To a bowl, add in some all-purpose flour. You may use soft flour for this. To that, some salt. Mix everything together and then add in your margarine. I'm using Cook brand today. It is a vegetable oil-based margarine, so it is perfect for our vegan and vegetarian friends. You may use any margarine or butter of your choice. I'll mix the margarine into the flour beautifully, then get my fingers in and work the margarine into our flour until we have a breadcrumb-like consistency like this, which should be able to hold itself when you squeeze it together like this, but crumble beautifully at the same time. We'll then add in some cold water and mix it. Whatever amount of water you add to your pie crust, you want to add it a bit at a time while mixing until you've reached your desired consistency. If you add too much water, you may be forced to add more flour, which will take away from the richness of your dough, and we do not want that. Once your dough is at the consistency you're going for, you want to put it together gently and work it into a nice soft dough, okay? You do not want to knead it too much because that will create gluten, and we do not need that in our pie crust. Once you have a beautiful dough like this, you want to wrap it up in some plastic wrap and set it aside to cool beautifully. I divide mine in half and I do just that. You may keep it in your refrigerator depending on the type of margarine or butter you're using. At times the margarine can cause your dough to get so hard, so take a note of that. Our filling have cooled beautifully, so we'll add in the rest of our vegetables and mix or stir everything together. Of course, this is a vegetarian style pie, so they have to enjoy all the vegetables that they so love. Once we've mixed everything together, we are ready to put everything together. Our dough rested for about 20 minutes and I just floured my work surface and will roll it out beautifully. Today, we'll be rolling out our dough into a very thin crust. Yes, vegetarians or vegans are some healthy folks, so we want to give them as little crust as possible, okay? So this is the thickness that I'm going for, and today I'm not in the mood for any round pie. I just want to have different shapes and sizes. So we'll be having some triangular and rectangular shaped pies, and this is how I did it. I just kind of fold it over to the shape that I want and then I cut it, and whatever is left I work with it to have a beautiful pie. It doesn't always have to be serious in the kitchen. We can have fun while we cook and play around. If your kids are around, get them in the kitchen and let them help. They would have a lot of fun doing this with you. We'll then add our filling into our dough, and then I would gently rub some water to the edges and fold it over. The water will help it seal better, and using my fingers I will make some indentations in the dough. You may use a fork, but this is my favorite, okay? Yeah, do whatever you love. Today's special tools goes to Na Oko and Efia Benewa. Thank you for always watching and engaging in my videos. There you have the rectangular shape one as well. Absolutely beautiful. We'll transfer everything into our baking pan and we would milk wash this. We would be using some coconut milk because we know our friends do not want any egg, or well, some vegetarians do eat egg, so you can use egg wash if you wish. Okay, so once we're done milk washing it, we'll use a plastic fork to make some holes in it. Usually if you egg or milk wash it before making these holes, it's harder, but it's also much prettier if you do it after egg washing. Okay, we'll bake it in a 350-degree Fahrenheit oven until it is nice and golden brown, and when you break into it, I couldn't wait. Okay, I could not wait to dig in, and these pies did not disappoint. All are invited to enjoy or try this recipe and testify later. If you've enjoyed me until now, I do want to thank you so very much. Why not let me know where you're watching from, and I'll give you a special too in our next recipe. Until I see you in the next one, stay safe, keep loving each other, and remember that the love of God and family is life's greatest blessing. And guys, ke onamini uchemi sweet mahabotu. Bye, y'all. It's Taptap sent Bronya Achedie, our Christmas giveaway, and everybody stands a chance in winning a cool prize. All you have to do is download Taptap Send today and start sending money. Do not forget that when you send your first 50 using our short code SWEETTEAM, you also get a $15 bonus. But this offer doesn't end there. You also stand a chance of winning a television set, kitchen appliances, Amazon gift card, or some cool cash. All you have to do is send up to $300 a week and you may be a winner. Happy holidays, y'all.